Hello everyone. So today begins our unit on circles, and we're going to start with three concepts, that of arc measure, arc length, and circumference. So the portion of a circle connecting 2 points on the circle's circumference is called an arc. We find a measure of an arc by considering what fraction of the circle the arc is. For example, a whole circle is 360 degrees, so an arc that is 1/6 of that would be 60 degrees. 1/6 times 360. Not all 60-degree arcs are the same, so if we look at this little diagram we have here, these would all be considered 60-degree arcs. However, notice they have different lengths. They have this top one, which has the greatest length, this middle one, the middle length, and the shortest one here, which is the smallest length. So even though they have a measure of 60 degrees each, they have different lengths associated with them based on the circumference. So if you take the length of the entire circle, this is what is called the circumference. This is kind of like the perimeter of a circle. Now, if you were like in the shoes of the Greeks and trying to figure out some characteristics of the circle, you could take circles of different circumferences, which, circles that have different measures of their lengths or perimeters, and try to find some ratios. For example, the most popular ratio is the distance around the object over the diameter of a circle. And if you actually find that ratio in any circle, it's always 3.14. It's always pi. Pi is defined as the distance around a circle over the diameter, or the circumference over the diameter. Anyway, with all that being said, let's approach our first problem. Our circumference is 332 pi. Find the circle's radius. Now, we just learned about how pi is the circle's circumference over its diameter. And we know that the diameter is equal to twice the radius, and the circumference is 32 pi. And that's equal to pi itself. Because again, on the last problem, or in the last definition, we have that the circumference, this is circumference, and diameter. The circumference over the diameter is equal to pi. Now, if we do some simple simplification, we have that 2 pi r is equal to 32 pi. And if we divide both sides by 2 pi, we cancel out and solve for r, and we get that r is, 32 divided by 2 is 16, and pi over pi cancels out. So our radius is equal to 16. And this also gives us a clue. If pi is equal to the diameter times the circumference, we can take this formula, multiply the diameter over, and we get that the diameter times pi is equal to the circumference. Or, since diameter is 2r, we have 2r times pi equals the circumference, which gets us our first formula for today. Let capital C be the circumference, d be the diameter, r be the radius. The circumference is equal to pi times the diameter, or 2 pi r. And this will be very important in our future problems.